All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a while. I have been busy with life, work, all that, and I've taken videos of every war. So I'm about to unload 4 wars. I got 3, 4, 5, and 6 on this hour 15 block. So I hope you guys are ready. Man, who do we have? These are all She-Hulk, Doom, and Mr. Fantastic wars too, so it works out. 1 thumbnail, 4 wars. All the good stuff is there. A couple of these, I think I think 3 of the 4 of these had these same bands: Ghost, Human Torch, Hercules, but I think 1 may have different ones. Let's see. We got Stella this war. NXS, Noxious Smoke, is the next one, I believe. And then 7TH or something. 7th. I don't even remember what the name of their alliance is called. And then SAS for the 4th one. I don't even remember the paths because this is 4 wars. So I'm just gonna basically just commentate on these as I go, because I don't remember what paths I had in each of these wars. Okay, so this one, it looks like, yeah, I was backup for this war, so I didn't get anything in tier 1. But so we're gonna start. I think this one's Maw, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Maw and Footloose. So this is, I've done this one a few times. Actually, a bunch of times. I was taking this with Doom previously. But yeah, no, I've since, stopped. I mean, She-Hulk obviously makes the most sense. A while ago, many seasons ago, She-Hulk's, so as I've discussed, her heavy can't counter Maw's heavy. Really at all. Like, it's just not, Overseer has the perfect spacing for heavying Maw's heavy, but She-Hulk doesn't. You dex once, and then her heavy can't reach him. He can just smack her. You can dex back. You don't have enough time to, like, you can kind of thread the needle and dex once and then light attack to gain space and then do a heavy, I think, but it's too much work for, like, a high risk payoff. So yeah, but you don't need to, you can get a double parry in, and that was always my fear, is not being able to get a double parry to stick. But, I played Maw a lot, confidence level, experience levels all gone up. So yeah, once you get him to throw that first special, I mean, you land that first slow, and then you can just basically counter his level 1 with a heavy and just keep slow up. Class advantage. She's ranked 4 now, slow, obviously, it just makes sense. You don't have to worry about miss. Doom's thing, he's still great for Maw, but, with this Miss-Tic dispersion, even if you turn Dex off, you don't have to worry about missing from, precision, right? But, you still have to, you still get Fury on you from, when Maw, puts that 0 attack Fury on you. So you're still going to end up missing. You're still going to falter. The reason why he's great for Maw is because of the shock into heavy. So, when you fight Maw, you want to keep him knocked down. You want to keep him knocked down so that falter, that black tongue, doesn't build up and he doesn't falter at all, or at least not as much. So, but yeah, anyway, She-Hulk for Maw now. That's what it's about on Footloose. We got Man-Thing. Yeah, I had 4B this fight, or this war. Man-Thing on this unblockable mode. Once you get 3 debuffs, pretty sure. Was it something lockdown? Strike? No, what is it? I don't remember. Some kind of lockdown. I don't remember the name of it, but that one. That's the one. But yeah, this is pretty, straightforward. Even if you get 3 debuffs on you, it doesn't matter, because you can just bait his heavy or his level 1 and counter it. You don't necessarily need slow on him. All that does is prevent his unstoppable on his heavy, but you don't need that. All you need is those power stings and just to be able to counter his special or specials. Same with Claire. I take Claire in this past war. What was that? This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 8th war, which we just finished today. I'll get around to uploading that at some point. But yeah, I took Claire on 4B second node. She goes unblockable. I mean, that's just what happens. But you got class advantage. You got a huge health pool against a spongy Claire, who does have a lot of pop with her crits, and she does have high attack, but she dies so fast. You know, she's gonna go unblockable, but as long as you can counter one or both specials from somebody, in her case both, that's all you gotta do, man. It's just, you know, parry heavy a few times, or parry and just push her to level 1, and then you can just keep that going, you know, keep that momentum going. And obviously you have to be comfortable playing against unstoppable, or unblockable rather, which most of us have had a lot of experience with now because of like battlegrounds and other things. That was a mistake there. You know, I was lucky. I didn't get smacked in the face, but yeah, you know, it was a bad read, and you know, a little gambly there. To level 1 because I thought she was going to attack after that resist heavy. But yeah, Sorceress here on the second node on this 4B just drops like potatoes. Bam, 33k. What do I got? Chavez in this war on at the end of 5B, I believe. Oh yeah, this was fun here. We were all having lag issues. Kabam was, and look at this. I was like, come on, bruh, what is going on here? Yeah, I was a little panicked. We got this sweet little Wi-Fi symbol there. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, I'm reliving this, and I'm actually getting nervous again. Man, what in the hell? Get it together, Kabam. Yeah, I didn't edit this out. Sorry, fellas, ladies, gentlemen. So here we are. We are just waiting. But yeah, so it did eventually pan out. Victory, and then we move right into Chavez. I backed out of war and went back. Like, it was just... Kabam was going through some things. Yeah, Chavez, she just, I mean, God, this rank 4 She-Hulk, she just pones. In these 4 wars, I think I may have had 1 or 2 kind of, you know, not super clean fights with her. I know I had a few really kind of ugly fights, and at least I think it was either against TCN, or maybe it was against the alliance we just faced. I don't remember, but I know I have a few not so clean fights with She-Hulk. But all solos, you know. Yeah. It's all about consistency. You know what I mean? Consistency. That's what it's about. Gotta be consistent, you know? And I am that, if I'm nothing else. Yeah, war. It's definitely my jam. I mean, battlegrounds. I could go into a whole rant about battlegrounds. Kabam's put a lot of effort, right? And you can tell they put a lot of effort and time and money, coding, all of that. Into battlegrounds, and it's a good mode. It needs improvement. You know, obviously the modders are just awful dirtbags. I mean, why? You know, like, why bother? It's just ridiculous. But yeah, no, it kind of reminds me of like Magic the Gathering. If any of y'all ever played that, it's a fun game. It's like super nerd. But it's a fun game. Like, if you like all that fantasy stuff, and like, it's a lot of fun. But my issue with it, and why I could never really get into it, except like really casually and with a few friends maybe. Ooh, had a falter there. Is RG. You know, like, yeah, there's skill involved. There definitely is. There's strategy involved. But ultimately, you are at the mercy of your deck, and that's that's how I feel, and continuing as time goes on to feel about Battlegrounds is that absolutely there's skill involved. You know, I'm decent at it, but yeah, there's skill involved and there's strategy, but ultimately it comes down to your deck and your draw, and I'm not about that at all, because that's not skill based. That's okay. Well, the opponent got an awesome deck and an awesome hand. You got a mediocre to crappy hand. Why even take the time? Because then we go into each fight in Battlegrounds. You know, you're looking at, like, if you win both first matches, you're looking at probably 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes. If you win both the first 2 matches. If you guys split, you're looking at, like, I would say probably 6.5 minutes. Because if you go the distance, if you win one, your opponent wins one, and then you have to go to a rubber match, you're looking at freaking 9 to 10 minutes for one match. No, absolutely not. That's way too much time and stress, especially because you're at the mercy of RNG. No, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. War is all skill. There is very little RNG in War. Like, you know, maybe a matchup when you're using a champ that is RNG reliant, or, you know, like Domino or something like that, or you're going up against a defender like Domino who is, you know, has a lot of RNG on their side. Sure, that instance, but ultimately, yeah, like, the rank 4 Tigra, doesn't matter, mode down. But ultimately, no, War is entirely skill-based. Entirely skill-based. Boosts, sure, you can do boosts if you want. I mean, they obviously help, but it's all skill-based. And that's my jam. That's why I continue to love War and continue to post these videos. I wish I could have posted these, you know, in succession individually. But man, work has been rough. Just been exhausted. So, yeah, I just did this chunk here. But I want to get these fights out there, you know. I mean, I like showcasing She-Hulk, bring that respect. And I know some of you guys and gals, you know, benefit from these videos. So, and find entertainment, you know, in my shenanigans. But yeah, like, so Battlegrounds, man, too stressful, too RNG for me, like, too much time, and then, you know, that doesn't even count the modders. Like, I don't even know if they'll sort that out, to be honest. Like, it's just dumb. Too much work. Like, you shouldn't be, and I get this is all beta, you know, so, like, maybe they are able to purge and even prevent, because that's what it's really about, is preventing the modders in the first place, you know? Like, you don't want to spend the energy, time, just to lose. Okay, sure, they're gonna clear these modders out, like, at the end of however they you know, determine what Battlegrounds season is, right? Like, right now it's beta, but, like, say they go into like a 2-week season or something, like, it doesn't do us any good if it's like, okay, yeah, there's modders, but play, you know, use your time and energy and lose, but then we'll adjust rankings at the end. That's no fun. That's ridiculous. It should be prevented before you even get to that point. Will Command be able to do that? Maybe. I have no idea. Possibly. You know, I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I don't know how much they've cleaned up Arena over the years, but occasionally there's a purge here and there and modders go, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'll stay positive on that. I ultimately, you know, I'm not going to play Battlegrounds very much. I don't play Incursions really anymore, and I like Incursions. I actually like Incursions more than Battlegrounds, to be honest. Battlegrounds is cool because you do get to, like, utilize all your champs, like, whereas, like, War, like, you got War meta, right? Like, you've got champs that clearly dominate more, especially when you factor in, you know, the attack global versus the defense global. But even without that, like, you know, there's still plenty of champs that are meta that aren't even the attack level. Nimrod, he falters all over the place, you know, but he still dominates. Because you also have, you know, great defenders, mainstay defenders that aren't Miss-Tic, they're not the global, that are always going to be placed anyway, the defense global. So yeah, there's always going to be like a subset of meta attackers and defenders, and but there's like what 200 plus champs now, like with all the used attackers and defenders combined. I mean, I think you're looking at, I don't even know, 70 to 80, maybe 100, maybe half the champs in the game. That still leaves half, and that's being gracious. So it is cool that Battlegrounds does essentially encourage you to use like all the champs. That's great, but the RNG, I'm out. I am out. Not a fan. But I know they're gonna, you know, they're gonna offer rewards and all that. I mean, already this beta already, like top 1,000 is what, like, I don't know, like a third or a quarter of a tier 6 basic, and about the same as a tier 3 alpha, tier 3A. Is that right? Yeah, this fight was a little sketchy right here, like that stupid nullify power gain. But you know, I got that Doom confidence, and that MD. That MD is on my side. And even though he shrugs, you know, the debuff shock, he's not shrugging that passive stun. Blast him down. Yeah, this was definitely, you know, I mean, I can't really necessarily say there was a perfect plan here. There was definitely, you know, I had a strategy, but yeah, I kind of had to think on the fly, which I often do in some of these fights. But it worked out. So yeah, Battlegrounds. Yeah, it's, and plus, like, we start with the, I think they opened this beta with no defense tactic. So it was just like, basically, if you roll suicides, like, you have a pretty strong advantage. Because, you know, it was all about who, and not only that, but like, you get the most attack-heavy, glass cannon type burst champ there is, and just forget the rest, because that was all it was. There's nothing to hinder anything. You just, you know, full guns blazing, like, and that's, I mean, yeah, that got old real fast, because, you know, you're at a disadvantage, especially like someone like myself who pretty much never uses suicides. You know, and I don't like to put them off the battlegrounds. You know, you're already at a disadvantage. But yeah, like, that was dumb. And then I think they went to, what is it on currently? Not defective defense, but the one where you, like, every debuff gives you like 10 or 15% ability accuracy reduction, and they go unblockable when you have 3 or more debuffs, is what it is. So, like, you know, champs like Null, Silver Surfer, Claire, champs that easily inflict you know, 3+ debuffs on you, either at rest, like Null, or from like a move, like Claire and a heavy, you know, in space or against your block. You know, stuff like that. You know, Silver Surfer with his level 1, you know, you're getting those debuffs on you no matter what, block it or not, unless you're armor break immune. So there's counters to it, and you know, it is a global in place, but again, this all comes back to like RNG, you know, like, and the fact it takes so much time, like, no thank you. No thank you. So yeah, I'm not gonna play it much. I'll try to put a little time into it for, you know, I'd like to get the resources. There's tier 4 resources, obviously, but I'm not gonna press hard. I think it ends, I'm doing this on Sunday, it ends tomorrow the 25th, I believe, the beta does. Yeah, I mean, great. You know, if I can get in the top 1,000, cool. But I think as it stands, it's looking like probably top 2,500. Maybe get some stuff for that. And I don't know what they're going to offer in the future whenever they like legitimately make this a mode that's not beta. I guess tier 4 resources, signature stones, gear if they kind of go that direction. I have no idea. But yeah, so. But anyway, now that I've talked through plenty of these fights, we got Man-Thing again here. Well, we have Kingpin. Was it Hood before him? Or no, Rintrah, that's right. Rintrah, like, I kind of want Rintrah, and like, I don't think that he's necessarily a good defender. I'm sure he'll be good in battlegrounds because he, from what I gathered, he like inflicts rupture on you just for existing. I don't know. Like, I think maybe if you dex and you would have triggered it, even if you're buff immune, like Spider 99 or Red Guardian, or maybe even if you turn dex off. I don't know if it works then, but I think it's like if you trigger dex or would have triggered dex, you actually get ruptures on you. Yeah, so that's like passive damage that's unavoidable unless you're rupture immune, more or less. And he can like root himself in the corner when he's cornered or when he corners you, one of the two, or both, I don't know. But no, he seems cool, and he's a newer Miss-Tic. But I'm not going for this next crystal. I may do 1, 2, 3 sigil 13k tries, but I've got, I don't know, 310k right now, and I'm hoarding till the next one because, God, what do we have so far? Got Wiccan, Gore, Valkyrie, who is Prestige, and she seems like she's a good champ. Gore, couldn't really care less about. Quicksilver is gonna come. He is definitely gonna debut, so he will be in that crystal. That's 4 right there. I know we got one more. I think we got one more right now. I don't remember what it is. Maybe it'll come to me. Yeah, hopefully he's gonna be in this crystal. And it's Wiccan. Valkyrie. I know I'm missing one more. Quicksilver, and then yeah, maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, save it for that one because this one coming up, it's pretty lackluster to me. Like, I don't even know what the non-features are, but I have most of the champs in the game as a 6-star. Quite a few mutants that need to be duped, and I do actually still need to. There's a few mutants I want, but none of the champs in this next feature really excite me. I mean, Wong, like, he's got some defensive stuff, but I think we have 1, maybe 2 Wongs in our battle group. Plus, I know a lot of people are going to go for the next feature because of Hulkling and Omega Sentinel. I already have Hulkling. That was my strategy from the get-go, was to grind for him, obtain him, and then basically I don't need anything in the crystal. I mean, Omega Sentinel would be cool for Prestige, but as a champ, I don't really care about her. And, I mean, her Prestige, like, I don't want to put 200 stones into her for just a slight bump. She is the highest tech, but, like, she's not much higher than Nimrod, and the fact that I don't care anything about her as a champ, and she is like the most spongy champ in the game. Like, she rivals Wasp in sponginess. Sure, she has an armor up, and I think it's pretty strong, plus she's got some regen. Even still, she is so spongy. And she's like a long attacker, you know, like she's got build up and all that. I just don't care about her. We're just gonna mow him down here. Yeah, I don't think I went for the intercept. Like, why? I do this against Black Cat too. I don't even try to intercept her on 5B. I think that's in this. God, is it in this one? No, that might have been TCN. That's gonna be a different video. Sorry. But yeah, like we got Wong, Scorpion. I do want Scorpion. I think he's a cool champ. Not my typical kind of size. I mean, I really gravitate towards the large and extra large champs in this game. I've noticed, and I think it's to me they're cooler, I guess, but like also I think it's they're tankier and can withstand more. They're just more sturdy. Um, yeah, so like he's a medium champ, and he does have some immunities, but like power. I think he's got like a power sting or a poison or both or something. But man, I got that covered. She-Hulk, Mr. Fantastic, and I am basically I'm never gonna run a full science team in war. She-Hulk, Mr. Fantastic. That's 2 science. Sure, you throw Red Hulk in there, or any of the Hulks, basically help. She-Hulk's Furies, and that's great. Even no, I don't think Immortal Bomb does. But Immortal Abomination, it was a great third champ because he puts debuffs all over them. So like power stings, but 3 science is just too science heavy. You are going to encounter. It really limits the paths and the fights that you can take. Ooh, I took a level 1 block there. I didn't get stunned. But it really limits the paths that you can take because like you're going to encounter a skill most likely. Or maybe something that's not ideal for science, or one of those 3 science champs. Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. Like, so I just very, very rarely run triple science. And, I'm never going to run Scorpion over She-Hulk or Miss Fantastic, like in any situation ever. But I still want Scorpion, given all that. I do want him. He's probably the most wanted one on that crystal for me. Hulkling, obviously, have him. Rank 4. Max Sig, so I don't need him. We got Wong, Scorpion, Rintrah. Like, yeah, I'd like Rintrah. Wong, I mean, I don't even really care about, at all. I mean, offensively, doesn't do anything for me. Defensively, yeah, cool, but someone's going to have him. We'll have him on defense. I would like Rintrah, but not enough to go for the crystal. Who else? Black Cat, right? Really don't care about her. Skill Bleeder, fine. Like, there's many of those, and I don't really care for any of them. I mean, some are cool. Like, it's just the skill class in general. Like, I just, again, if you're gonna play Battlegrounds, I'm sure it's a good. I just caught that a block over there. It's good because it makes you diversify your roster. And you utilize ones like maybe Black Hat or a Skill Bleeder that are gonna work out in some scenarios. But ultimately, don't care for myself. Hulkling. What's the other one? Omega Sentinel. Rintrah, Wong, Hulkling, Black Cat. Help me out here. What's the 6th one? I know this. I don't remember. I've already written this down. Like, whoever that 6th one is, I don't think I care about them either. The Scorpion came out with Omega Sentinel, I think. Or maybe not. Black Cat. Who the hell was it? Who did Black Hat come out with? Scorpion, right? Hulkling came out with Wicked, but Wicked's gonna be the one following. Damn, I don't remember. Oh well. It's whoever it is, it's clearly forgettable. Yeah, this fight took forever. This is the rank 4? Who was? Clear though. Or clean rather. Clean fight. He's been there a bunch this season. But yeah, like, don't care about that crystal really. Not enough to like plunk down all those shards, especially now that Valkyrie's confirmed really high prestige. And she's a skill that, I mean, her kit seems pretty good. Like, it's not just a bleeder. So yeah, I think she'll be functional as well as prestige. So I definitely want to save for that. And then you throw Quicksilver in there, who, you know, pretty sure he's going to be Science, and historically, Science has never, ever been a prestige class, and so maybe he's super high prestige. I kind of think that Kabam is going to do another high prestige champ. They did Omega Sentinel, which keeps, you know, players chasing prestige. She is high, but she's not like super high. Valkyrie, even higher than her, who will surpass Ragnarok, but actually will have use. Instead of just being like a meth addict. And then, so that's 2, because I don't think has really high prestige. But then, like, I think that they're going to do, I think Quicksilver or another one this year, if not Quicksilver, is going to be like high, real high. So we'll see though. Galan. He seems like he could be cool. I mean, he's like a little like miniature Galactus, you know, like wee. He's a wee Galactus. And he's coming out with Quicksilver. And I think that would conclude that crystal. Either way, God, where are we at here? God, we're only halfway through. Woo-wee! Man, but yeah. So, all these are pretty routine. You know, nothing super different in any of these. I did have a couple unique fights. Like this past war I did, it's the one on the video at some point. It's the alliance we just faced, Sweden's alliance. Sweda? Isn't it Sweda? Sweden's alliance. And from what I understand, it's like, I mean, they're not to be underestimated. It's a bunch of quality players, but I think, like, you know, probably maybe like players that are, you know, taking a kind of, you know, more of a relaxed approach to season, like taking it, you know, seriously, but maybe not like hyper focused tier 1 seriously. And I mean, honestly, like if I had to guess, in addition to that, it'd be like trying out new attackers, you know, to like, because you can't really, I mean, war is all about consistency and execution, and like you're gonna go with the meta, you're gonna go with what works. But that's not to say that there's so many champs in this game. It's not to say that a bunch of these newer champs could really do well to great even in war. But like, who's going to take that gamble, or who is even going to let them take that gamble in, you know, a high level tier 1 war season? It's just, it's not really smart, and it's pretty much not going to happen. So, maybe Sweden's alliance is kind of that, you know, like maybe we're not going to take a hyper focused approach to, you know, war for the season. We're still going to compete, but, you know, and clear, you know, all our defenders, but maybe try out some new stuff and like practice with them, you know, see if we can get some reps with Black Cat or any of these new champs, Long, that type of thing, you know. But yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense to me. And Sweda, like, he's obviously an amazing player. And he likes all those, like, off the beaten path, you know, kind of lesser known, lesser used champs, like myself, honestly. Yeah, I think it's maybe as an additional alternate account or something. Like, I don't think it's actually, like, his main account, I think, is still in 4 Loki or DSVG, one of the two, I don't remember. Anyway, like that war, we just faced them. We got a donut, undoubtedly did, and we did well. I don't even know what we finished at, maybe 3 to 5 deaths overall as an alliance. I think, yeah, they gave up 25 deaths, maybe. It might have been 25 to 3. That might have been the final. But they had some interesting placements, and I got to do a hazard shift mini Annihilus, which I like fighting that node with She-Hulk whenever, you know, the opportunity presents itself. And it damn sure did. I mean, Max Serum, Max Inequity, would have been Max Resonate, but I screwed up and actually put 1 point in Tech Collar. It didn't matter though. And then you got the Siphon pre-fight from Mr. Fantastic, and She-Hulk's just a hard counter to Annihilus. So you counter, and she can his heavy. She can counter his heavy, which also procs slow. So she's got all the technology to take him down, even on stun immune, or especially on stun immune, I should say. Plus, you can step back intercept Annihilus with basically anybody. But yeah, I mean, playing around that Incinerate is not hard to do. And with that setup, like, you can just basically just take the full brunt of all that Incinerate. Like, yeah. So it was a fun fight, you know. Glad I got to take it. Taken that node a few times, and yeah, it's a cool node. It's a fun node. So that was an interesting fight, and that'll be posted at some point. Modok on Footloose, who's just a bag of potatoes. Peni. Peni on Power Smack. Taken her a few times. TCN, man, TCN, we lost to them. The last war, it's not in this video. That's the one where I had white mags. She-Hulk, Mr. Fantastic, and white mags. But man, I think out of 50 defenders on the board, 45 of them were rank 4. Just off the top of my head. I know Korg wasn't. I fought Korg on my first node. He wasn't. But like, I think every defender, almost every defender was in rank 4. Peni rank 4. Maw. Mangog. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, they just had a ton of rank 4s. Wong, I don't think he was ranked 4th, but they had Wong, duped. Rintrah, like all the newest champs, Gore. I don't think Valkyrie was on there, but it was a tough defense. Like, it was tough. I think we had a few deaths in our battle group. And it wasn't our greatest showing overall, but yeah, no, it was a learning experience, that's for sure. But I had a couple of newer fights and some interesting fights. I had Black Cat on 5B in that war, and damn, what was the one? Freaking Jabari. Jabari is like just not that strong a defender, but on Footloose, that was a challenging placement. I mean, there's counters there, but you know, it sure as hell wasn't doomed. That can't be right. That can't be the same war. That can't be the same war, because I did use Doom for that fight, and they couldn't have been the same. No, that was a different war. Black Cat on 5B was a different war, because Jabari was either TCN or Black Cat was, but not they weren't both there. Because Jabari was definitely challenging on Footloose, even with White Mag's pre-fight. You know, the strategy there was to stagger, keep staggers up, stagger the node, the unstoppable and the evade from Footloose. But even with White Mag's pre-fight, she goes immune to like stun, and your dex breaks, so you can't dex, and then which means you can't really, if you can't stun, it's hard and or unsafe to go for a heavy to keep staggering up. So then, you know, I got cornered. It got rough. I pulled it out, but man, it got rough. But yeah, so whichever alliance that was challenging. And then the other one, Black Cat on 5B, I don't even have any rarity in Black Cat duel. So, yeah, I couldn't even like duel her. I did find there was like a duel in on my, like a unranked, unduked, rank 1 5-star in it or something like that. And, you know, I was able to like practice against that and like get her move set down, or heavy, her like 20-minute 5-hit heavy or whatever it is, sweep, uppercut, roundhouse. So I was able to practice against her moveset, but she can like, if you try to intercept her, she takes a card from you and you can either like evade or I don't know, stuff happens. Kind of complex, but it didn't matter because I didn't plan on intercepting her, and I didn't. I just brute force through her with white mags. I used a pre-fight so I could stun her on that node, and I just brute force through her, and it went well. It went real well. So that was new, but like just wiped her out. Thor Rags, I guess he's got shock, debuff, purify, right? Like he has that. Ooh. Yeah, this is just, I think this is another, that was a mistaken intercept. I was like, oh, whoops, I intercepted. Oh, I didn't get auto block. Okay, cool. Well, I'll take that. A little bit of that Furion. Oh, good. I might get another intercept in this fight. I don't remember. I was just brute force him down anyway. I mean, they're placing him here so that like you either accidentally intercept or you try to intercept and get auto blocked. Either way, you know the strategy is that you get auto blocked. But even if you get auto blocked, like who cares? It doesn't. You get parried and he does a few hits. Like I guess the computer could possibly parry you and immediately throw a super into, or a special into your parry stun, but I don't even know if they can react that fast. You know, and plus Doom is shock immune, so like, who cares? So yeah, at this point I'm just like, just brute forcing this guy down, like, who cares? But yeah, like I've fought him here before, Doom, every time, and he just falls apart. Thor Rag, he just, I just don't like him. I don't like him at all. Really never have. And it's, you know, I could get over his like hunchback and his meth addiction, but the problem is he's a level 3 champ. Like he's you gotta get to level 3 to do any sort of damage. Now granted, he can really dish out damage when you go red and start that rotation with shocks and everything, but I don't have the patience for that. And getting to that, oh, it's awful because everything sucks about him leading up to that level 3. Level 1's terrible, level 2's terrible, and he has really no utility. Then you throw in the fact that he looks like he does meth, and no thanks. Nova. Doom just absolutely destroys Nova anywhere. I mean, just absolutely ruins this guy. I don't even think I go for yeah, I pretty much never go for intercepting against Nova. It takes too long. The setup never works because, you know, he's gaining power as you hit him, and as he moves, he gains power, more or less passive power gain. So yeah, I just brute force him down. Like, who cares? Is that indestructible? Yeah, buddy. We'll do it the hard way, buddy. We'll do it the hard way. But I'll tell you one thing. I don't want to get too excited, okay? I don't want to get too excited. But, I did that Thor grind. I did that OG Thor grind. And we'll see. I feel pretty good about it. Here we go. Now get hit in the face and then just throw that level 3. I did get that intercept, finally. Sit there, yo-yo, 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 you know? Finally. And then we're just going to beam this guy down, back down to Earth, throw into the tower. Rapunzel, Rapunzel. And then we're gonna throw this level 2 right through his face. Boom. That's it. Yeah, you know, I suspected. I was like, man, they got this. We got Thor: Love and Thunder in the theaters. The EQ this month is like, you know, Asgardians, Valkyrie, Gore, right? They already had a Loki as the feature in the last arena with Gore, right? And I'm like, damn, man. They're gonna, they did Thor as a basic 6-star. That was his last arena, and that was a while ago, like last year sometime, pretty sure. I guess it could have been at the very beginning of this year, but it was a basic either way. So I was like, man, I'm pretty confident they're gonna do because they already did a RagThor arena, and I was like, yeah, they're gonna do an OG Thor arena, why wouldn't they? Like, and sure enough, there's no way to like, you can find the schedule of the basics, right? But you can't find a schedule of like the featured. Now you can kind of like extrapolate which the two, you know, featured champions, new featured champions for the month in EQ. Yeah, they're gonna show up. You may not know exactly which one's coming first in the month. You can figure that out with like the offers or whatever. And so you know those, right? But yeah, you don't know the old school, like the repeat champs that are going to be featured. There's just no information on that anywhere. So yeah, but I was confident, and sure enough, he rolls around, and I was like, damn, I'm off this weekend. I got, you know, maximum time off, but I did. I put up what I perceive to be a safe score. Because, I mean, you know, most people will just scoff at him. I think a lot of people actually have him. And everyone except me, that is. And, you know, most people are like, oh, so much Thor, I don't want this turd, blah. And whereas you got me over here, it's like, damn, man, I would just trade you my Hercules for this guy. I would. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want him. I want him bad. And, yeah, so like most people, I just think, plus it's with Sauron, who's the basic, and I think a lot of people want him for Battlegrounds. I have him rank 3, pulled him and duped him, but oh man, I just can't, you know, he's kind of cool as a pterodactyl, but man, like, I don't even know if he has a rotation at all. Like, his damage just sucks. You know, maybe he's kind of like an Omega type champ where you run suicides and you get, you know, an even amount of solid damage output from him because he's what, completely resistant to bleed, or like 95% or something, and then poison immune. So like maybe that, you know, but like otherwise, and he's got the unblockable with like prowess build, which is prowess just builds like easily. So I mean maybe, you know, but like ultimately he sucks. He just sucks. And like defensively, you know, he can be annoying as hell, but with Nimrod, like, joke, total joke, like any other mutant. So yeah, I think most people are going for old pterodactyl boy. So we'll see. I put up a reasonable amount of points, and I feel pretty good about it, but I wasn't able to really grind. I basically missed, I would say, 1.5 full rotations of my roster. So yeah, that kind of sucked. But what are you gonna do? I made up with it with I made up for it with a handful of refreshes. Just to find it goes sideways. I mean, there's a mob fight that just goes absolutely sideways. This is the one that's like super clean. Look at this. Almost full yellow bar to this guy. Yeah, there's a mob fight in one of these wars. It may not be in one of these 4. That, oh, it gets ugly. I pull it out, but man, it was on that node too. You guys will see it. You guys will see it. It was a rank 4 maw. Might have been TCN actually. But what was I saying? Yeah, like, yeah, no, I basically missed a rotation and a half, something like that, which is like, I don't know, 10 million points. It's more than that. Rotation and a half is like 22 million points. It may not have been quite that much, but it was definitely a chunk because I had to go to work, start my work week. But I did. I think I spent about 1,000 in refreshes, and between that and reruns for Masters. Got suicide for Arena, but I'm not running suicides for Alliance Attack, or am I replacing suicide? So there's some switching going on there, which costs units. But yeah, like, I'd squeeze that one in, and second round he'll be lower. Same with Shaw, but I just worked. It wasn't gonna work. It was not gonna work for me. So I was like, I gotta do this. And it was kind of like I kind of forgot about it, and then I was like, what do I get to do? Rolling into my weekend, then I was like, wait a minute, well, who's next in this arena? And I looked like, oh hell no. I was like, well, this has got to happen. Can't trust Kabam to give them to me because clearly they're out to get me. I mean, it's obvious, you know. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. I think it's 3 right now. Whenever I finish this video, I'm about to go look and see what my rank is. We'll see how that turns out. Well, we got one more war left in this video. You guys, if you're still here listening to me ramble, I'm sorry. I am. No, I'm kidding. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening to me gab. Pretty tired. I am pretty tired. But yeah, no, this season's actually been a lot of fun. I mean, we've gone up against some difficult defenses. A mixed bag of alliances. Like some of these people, some of these players kind of seem like they're like, you know, maybe, you know, taking the foot off the gas pedal a bit, you know, kind of resign themselves to maybe making Masters. Maybe Battlegrounds played a role in this. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because it's the second time. You know, it probably is because like you're getting the same reward from Battlegrounds beta as you are from this, provided you get top 1,000. But yeah, maybe, I don't know. Either way, we fought some alliances that were like, damn, lights out. I mean, TCN. I mean, they 0 death. I don't even know who it was. A good alliance this season. 0 deaths? Come on. So yeah, no, it's been a fun season. I mean, we've got a alliance competition going on, like most fights, toughest fights. It's like a combination of like most fights, toughest nodes, toughest defenders, and no deaths. So that's kind of cool. We'll see where we all land there. Yeah, I think we just finished our 8th war, so we got what, 9, 10, 11, no, yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12 left. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Was that SAS? Oh no, this is SAS now. So we're going to the SAS. These guys were pretty good. I think this is the one that started off, man, was this the one that started off like, it was like 2-1 or 3-1 the entire war. I think they may have been winning pretty deep into the war. And we were like, damn, these guys are just not dying. We ended up pulling it out, but man, I think this is the one that was pretty close. These guys are pretty good. Rolling with, you know, it's pretty much my favorite team, honestly. I mean, Doom is so good. Just so good. He really is. That power control is dominant. I mean, there's great mystics. You know, there's some great mystics, but like, his power control is ridiculous. You know, like, Aura's up, you can sit there and just light attack all day long, and it's power steal. I think medium just doesn't do any power game, combat power game to them. You know, you've got the level 1, which the more power they have, the more you actually steal. And then you got the level 3, which puts Aura up, puts him in a passive stun, and then you can just subsequently sit there and throw a level 1 to, you know, drain a lot of their power, and or just throw the light attacks to drain the power. I mean, he's got so much power control, plus he's got, you know, pretty solid damage for a Miss-Tic. Like, that level 2 definitely burns, and that level 3, if you get that second level 3 and he's got that Fury, ooh, that hurts. Negative Zone. I gotta actually catch up on this show. I haven't had a chance. I think I got 2 episodes that I haven't watched yet. But it's a good show. You know, it's I get the demographics for, you know, a younger crowd. Talking about my bad. I'm talking about Kamala Khan. This is Chavez. Is that racist? I was not trying to be. But no, Kamala. You know, that's a fun show. It's definitely for a younger crowd, but it's enjoyable. Disney Plus. I like Chavez's character in Multiverse Madness. She's cool. I mean, she's a cool. I really wish she had some sort of nullify. I like her character. Took her rank 3 for defense, but also because she's got that cool synergy for She-Hulk and Captain Marvel. I should say Captain Marvel movie, but she just doesn't have any sort of nullify or power control, and that's annoying. For being a Miss-Tic, you don't have either one of those at all. It's annoying. But she's kind of fun to play. Mainly just a defensive pain, but kind of fun to play. Throw it. Nope. I lost my Furies. You bum. Gorilla sounds. Heavy hitter. I think he dies. I think he power stings himself on this one and just dies. It's hard to gauge. Like his level 1, like that second, that swipe, it's like it brings the screen in. So like you dash back again, and you think you can just you can get, you know, right there how to do another dash back. You think you're gonna be a distance to counter his swipe with the heavy, but you can't. Like it's like it brings the screen in. Deceptive, like. Knock him down. Whoa, get that medium in before the heavy, because he's extra large. Power Sting, no immortality. I'll take it. This is probably a pretty good placement. Kind of annoying. Like, I'm pretty good at, you know, evading her level 1, but if you're not and you decide to just sit here and block this, that's gonna hurt, because it's prowess build, and it, you know, she just, even if she has 0 prowess, pretty sure she gains a few prowess just in the time it takes to wind up her level 1 special and actually throw the fireballs at you. So like taking that on block, you know, is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Especially because she likes to spam that multiple times unless you like hold block and try to bait out that level 2. But and then her level 3, you know, it hurts. She gets like a huge fury or something. So if you don't have a vulnerability, like that could definitely ruin you. She goes debuffing you when you knock her down, you know, and it takes knocking them down to actually drop the protection. So yeah, this could be a, you know, probably a solid placement. I mean, look at, she's got what, 7 prowess right there? That would hurt on block. 9, 8 prowess? Damn, that's stacking. I think I noticed it. Oh, wait a minute. This is prowess. Aggression prowess. That's right. Forgot about that. Come and get me. Yeah, but no match. No match. Too much power. Too much strength. Do I fight? No. Oh, Tigra. There's a rank 4 Tigra, maybe? Yeah, I think this is the one with Jabari on Footloose. Tigra. She is a good defender, but She-Hulk just crushes her. The only thing you miss, basically, is, well, 2 things. I mean, you got a shorter duration standard duration, I should say, parry stun, because she's small. And then the Furies, you just don't count on the Furies because she's small, so they drop off fast. But you don't need them. You have that increased attack versus Mystics, and you're boosted. Like, you just don't need them. She's spongy because she's tiny and fragile, so like you don't even need the Furies. It doesn't matter. Keep this slow up, and it's a wrap. She can't really do anything. It is aggression prowess though, so like you don't really want to even take those on block. You certainly don't want to get hit by any one of her specials. But as long as it slows up, they're not unblockable, so you just sit here and, you know, evade them. And then roll into punching her in the face, and it usually works out. It works out pretty well. Power stage, just sit there, petrify, all that stuff is just mowing her down. Willpower just eating away. I mean, all of it. It's a load. You get a crit here, maybe? Oh, still a crit. And if she holds root, man, you get her a high crit rate, and it's just over, man. That is over. I'll tell you what, though. That Juggernaut buff. Man, I took him to rank 3 recently. Just for... because I can. This is before the buff was even announced. But I was like, man, like, he's... I want to try it with Icarus. I really want to try Unstoppable Colossus with the Icarus and Red Guardian synergies. I think it's those two, where he can just sit there and do crazy powerful heavies. You can just rotate his heavies, unstoppable heavies, and just dominate him. So let's watch this fight, guys. Watch how bad this is. So it's like, okay, I get stuck in the face, miss the parry. Okay, no big deal. Parry, cool. We're gonna do this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's keep these staggers up. Let's do another stagger. We've got these stack staggers. Cool, I'm getting power from the node. And then, like, I think this is when the hunt starts or something. I missed another parry like an idiot. That stagger worked, and now my dex is broken. See, dexterity failed. Oh, fuck. Yeah, and then I'm like, damn. So dexterity's ruined, and I can't parry to stagger because she's stun immune. So I'm like, oh, damn. So I get cornered here. I'm like, okay, well, this gives me a little time to like, okay, let me, I already know this is not going to stun her because she's stun immune right now. So watch, no stun. So I'm like, okay, she's got, there we go, get a stun on there. All right. I don't want her to go red. I think I don't remember if I drop a level 1 here. Oh yeah, I tried to catch her on the dash in, but I mistimed it. But luckily, she throws that stagger, was just up. So I staggered her crap, but then like she parried that, or I don't even know what happened there. She go hunting again, like, yep, dexterity failing, so it's stunning all over the place. I'm like, damn, I'm backed up. Resist, because I can't dex, like, it just, that resistance though, you know, like, that worked out. Let me go with one of these. So the hunt is off, and I'm like, damn, okay, I just parried her. I was able to stagger and her, you know, heavy her after a parry, so I know she's not stun immune. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna throw this, and I'm gonna go right into a stunned sequence. But yeah, I was like, what the hell? All that was played on the fly. None of that went as planned. I mean, the first few parry stuns went as planned. And then I was like, oh, okay, so she's stun immune now. I can't even dex, because I think you could theoretically bait the heavy, dex, and then probably reach her with the heavy to stagger her, but I couldn't even do that because my dex is broken. And plus you can't like have her just sitting there pounding on your block on that node because it's kinetic. Can't put a petrify pre-fight from Mr. Fantastic because she's gonna shrug that. So yeah, it was a mess. So kudos to them. That was, I mean, I don't know who you're really gonna send there to sort that unstoppable. Maybe Valkyrie or something. Like, I mean, I'd do it again with Doom, but begrudgingly. I would definitely point them to that video and be like, this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna be ugly like this. But yeah, like, so yeah, that was definitely scary. I was like, oh man. And so this was refreshing. Terrax after that, I'm like, this guy's a pushover. Yeah, Terrax, like, it doesn't matter that he's shock immune. It just doesn't matter. He gets crushed. But yeah, Jugs, like, so I ranked him up, like, you know, for those, basically, I think I did it for Battlegrounds, and then also I wanted to pull the trigger on it, but, like, there was really no justification because he's still not a good defender. He's just not, there's so many hard counters for him. And, like, yeah, so it just, there was really no justification for it other than, like, I like Juggernaut. That and, like, if you want to be really lazy and do, like, you know, like Miss-Tic combat, one of the solo quests or whatever, you know, you can sit there and just autoplay with him, or just, you know, basically lead with Unstoppables. Like, he is fun if you sit there and just, like, throw heavies like crazy against anyone with buffs, so you're staggering them, the buffs come up, and you just keep throwing the level 1s. It's more fun whenever you can get a high sig, you know, like my rank, my 4-star max rank or max sig. I mean, you basically just stay unstoppable for eternity, and that's badass. So, like, I wanted to rank him. Battlegrounds kind of gave me a reason. Ranked him up. Just so weak. I mean, his kit would be good. He needs some tweaking, and he definitely needs attack. But as it turns out, he's getting a full rework, which is freaking awesome because he needs it. I mean, Capcom said they're going to focus on, you know, having them feel like the Juggernaut when you're attacking, you know, like focus on being an attacker, like, you know, the Juggernaut. And that's great. That definitely is great. But I am sure that he is going to be a defender as well. I mean, he was, back in the day, he was like an OG quality defender. Slash Tires, if any of you guys were playing that then, Slash Tires Juggernaut was so broken. Like, you just take damage from dashing back. Like, there wasn't anyone that was immune to it. I don't even think it was degeneration damage. It was just Slash Tires. If you dex more than once in succession, like, you're taking damage. And Jugs absolutely made you do that. I think you could actually, yeah, you could parry him then when he was unstoppable. But, you know, you're going to have to dex against Juggernaut. So, yeah, that was way wrong. But the game evolved. Many updates since then, and Juggernaut has not evolved. He's got like 4 lines in his kit. So that's definitely like a super welcomed update. Rework. And then you got Rocket, which, okay, that's cool. Like, I'd like to see Groot, but, you know, Rocket needs it too. And Ant-Man. Like, okay, Ant-Man definitely needs it. And hey, that could be cool. Like, we'll see how they go. Most excited for Juggernaut, but like, that's kudos to Kabam. Like, so yeah, that'll be fun. And yeah, we're kind of rolling towards the end here. Mojo, I think he's at the end of this 6B path. Sweet L2 here. He's gonna chase right in the face with that jab, right to the face. And yeah, Mojo. I mean, this Defiance is just so good, so good. She-Hulk just being mighty, you know. Best Hulk in the game. Best Hulk in the game by far. And I mean, in this meta, like, I think she's the best science, honestly, if you can use her. Like, Human Torch is incredibly good, but he's not great against non-mystics or, like, non-energy stuff, you know, because you really, you know, have to be able to parry and keep those smolders up. And like, if you can't parry, if they have Limber and War, you're not keeping those smolders up very easily. They need to have like some sort of like energy DOT or energy attacks. Yeah, and like, so yeah, I mean, Torch is an incredible champ, no question. But not only is he not bad, he like that. I stood in the maw. I was like, oh yeah, watch this, falter me, bitch. But yeah, like, Torch is incredible. I don't even count freaking. Oh, this is the one that goes sideways. Man, this gets ugly. I was like, okay, okay, let me taunt maw. Like, okay, I'll stand in my falter, and then I just get faltered all over the place. Yep, I was too close. A little tilted, but I'm like, okay, I gotta maintain composure. I got falter on me now. Now I got another one, and then I didn't even see that, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get roasted here. This is a rank 4 maw. Get a little bit of that health back. I'm like, all right, I'm still in it. I got this. Approaching falter, I see it. Another one. Another DJ. I'm like, man, So yeah, this fight was scary. I got no falter coming up. Good distance. He's got that black tongue. I think that's what that thing is. It's the like red eye under his life bar. Approaching falter, I think I wait this. Like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that heavy in. We'll just wait that out. Plus, a couple quick willpower heals. I mean, I could use it, you know. I should have dropped the level 1 there, but I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I got another falter coming. Boot kick. Man, look at that, 10% left on a freaking. I think this one I had a 20% boost carried over from that path because it was the next day. And I was like, oh, 20%, like, it's fine, it's adequate, was completely adequate for that path. And I was like, I didn't anticipate, I anticipated reboosting for that fight and the Mangog fight with a 30. But I just dumbed, and I was like, someone taxied me there, because I wasn't going to have the energy otherwise, but someone like taxied me there. I was like, we'll do it. And then I got, you see it, soloed, but 10% health left. But hey, it was entertaining, right? Almost died. But so far, so good. 8 wars down and no deaths. So, pretty good. Mangog, I think this one might... Is this the one that got ugly too? This is also a rank 4. Yeah, there was an ugly Mangog fight. 2, actually. This one, I think, gets a little ugly. The rank 4, you know, it's... You don't get any crispness level 2s. It sucks. But he goes into enrage is what ends up happening at the rank 4 because he's a live longer. So... I lucked out with that. This spacing... Yeah, just wasn't close enough. Yeah. I was willing to try. Dash level 2, yeah. So he's enraged now, but he's got that slow up. That was good. Sit there and take that right to the face. The other thing here is that one of my battle group mates is like, oh, I got a White Max pre-fight. Want to place that? And I usually don't ever want pre-fight White Mags on them. I mean, you get the 10% damage increase, but the problem is Petrify Mastery doesn't work. And I wanted that. But either way, solo's a solo. Thanks for watching, guys. You know, that's it. That's a lot. If you guys stayed through this whole thing, I appreciate it. And I got more war videos coming. I'll get them out as soon as I can. Peace.